Welcome to Spiritual Awakening family. There has been much discussion and deliberation on this issue of soul purpose. Career-oriented individuals would ask the same question but label that thing that they are looking for as passion. Spiritualists on the other side of the spectrum prefer the phrase soul purpose, as they realize that what they were born to do, or their so-called passion, may not be related to their vocation at all, and may not be tied into any monetary return, while career/achievement-oriented individuals may be looking for ways to make as much money as they can doing what they love to do, and that is truly amazing once they find that. Call it a passion or a soul purpose or stick another label to it altogether. In the end, what these seekers are seeking is pretty much the same: their reason for living. Essentially, what we are all looking for is the meaning of life. For the majority of my life, I have been more inclined to use the word passion instead of soul purpose, as I was, and still am, career or achievement oriented. I would naively try to encourage my friends to find their passion instead of seeing them slave away in a corporate job that gives them the illusion of a security blanket. While I have been successful to nudge or encourage others to follow their dreams, some violently rebuffed me, claiming that their passion may have nothing to do with their work at all. This baffled me. I kept thinking to myself, why would anyone spend such a hefty percentage of their lives doing something they are only moderately interested in? I am not even talking about those who can't stand their jobs, when they could be doing something they truly love. Why settle for a mediocre life when you can go all out and live an extraordinary one? That sentiment must feel familiar to you, dear reader, by now, as in the last 5 years or so, more and more life coaches, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and all-around success gurus have been discussing this idea of following your passion, or dream, or vision, or love, etc. On the surface, and even a few levels deep down, this is actually an amazing boost to help those too scared to take the plunge to just do it. Those of us who feel the need to be doing something entirely different than what they are currently doing should find a way to transition into doing what their heart truly desires, and to commit to this transition now. The idea behind this being that if you truly do what you love doing, you can shine brighter than ever doing it, and in the process provide great contribution to humanity, be it through a scientific breakthrough, discovery, invention, significant project, philosophical ideas, or artistic inspiration, etc. This idea of passion, I have discovered, doesn't necessarily sit well with some. The encouragement above works well with the male go-get-em energy, which is not a gender thing. This yang energy is evident in both men and women, but not so much with the feminine receptive energy. There are those that might see the above paragraph as slightly egotistic or selfish, and that the meaning in life could also be about being and less about doing. While this male energy provides enough drive and determination to achieve one's dreams, there are those that feel that by focusing on passion alone tends to allow destructive vibrations of greed, envy, and frustration into the system. Some Eastern philosophies go as much as to suggest that such intense passion towards anything, which if you may notice is often encouraged by contemporary Western philosophies, even if one believes is for the betterment of mankind, is inappropriate, and one should strive for balance and harmony rather than ambition. For these reasons, I began to slightly my own perception and adopt the term soul purpose rather than passion. I personally do not adhere to the more extreme philosophies of complete detachment, and still believe that ambition can be an amazing driving even though it fulfills a selfish need for doing what we really want. I truly believe that by allowing ourselves to shine to our fullest we could be of best service to the world, and feel by being completely detached, then we are just being passive observers to life, and that our life would then have no meaning. However, I do recognize that doing what we love is broad enough to encompass a lot that may not necessarily have anything to do with what they do in a professional sense. For example, there are those who love to experience. These are the travelers of the world, those who seek the adrenaline rush of doing new things, eating new food, meeting new people, visiting new places, dancing new dances, and loving different types of people. On the surface, they are not providing or contributing anything to society, but are just butterflies moving from one place to another. We may be quick to judge them and claim that they are not helping anyone but are rather living aimlessly with no clear goals in life. If we look a bit deeper, we will see that these explorers do have a lot more to provide to the world that we care to admit. First of all, by calling them explorers, we automatically assume that they can one day return home and recall the stories of their travels and experiences, and through that bridge between cultures and civilizations, but that is a very yang way to look about it. The more yin way is to realize that by doing what they truly love, experiencing life and the world to the fullest of their potential, then they are happy. By being happy, they vibrate on a rather high frequency, and those around them can actually start feeling their light, and somehow are able to affect their moods. We then realize that their sole purpose is not about experiencing per se, but about spreading joy into the hearts of others by being happy themselves, and in a way, the meaning of life is spreading joy. A quick Google search can provide you, the reader, with many examples of sole purposes, including, but not limited to, caregivers, creators, educators, hunters, leaders, performers, spiritualists, warriors, etc. I would prefer to bundle them up into 3 categories myself: those who create, and here I mean those who actively seek to do or create stuff, and are yang energy dominated; those who experience, as mentioned in the example above, who are more about being and being present in the moment, and these are yin energy dominated; and those who serve, which I believe to be a balance between the yin and yang energies combined. I believe we must be wise enough to find which of the 3 we feel more inclined to, and trust that they are all equal. No use lying to ourselves by picking to be one of those who serve, as we believe it is more humble, because in the end our hearts won't truly be into it, and find ways in everything we do to channel that energy, be it in our work, relationships, day-to-day lives, etc. In a sense, it doesn't truly matter what job we choose to do as long as we pour whatever energy that is most dominant in our hearts into doing it, and this I believe is what gives us true fulfillment. So what does this have to do with twin flames? I believe that as twins we have more of an opportunity and obligation to humanity to tap into our energies than others, simply because we are becoming more and more aware of this idea of purpose and meaning. As twins who have experienced separation and have been nudged into self-introspection to achieve self-awareness on the road to self-mastery, we are now much more in control of our own emotions and know how to set our intentions. This fact alone makes us extremely powerful. Once we reach the state of surrender and are transitioning into the radiance stage, fulfilling our soul purpose becomes highly important. Before anyone starts thinking that they cannot fulfill their purpose without being reunited with the twin first, I would have to disagree and remind everyone that we twins are not dependent on each other. We are neither fully independent from one another, but are more interdependent, term borrowed from Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This means we have our own independent purposes that we must fulfill/live/work towards in addition to the purpose that we have in our twin reunion. Our own purpose deals more with things that we love to do, or be, and can shine brightly when we do, or be. I know that there are times where you shine brighter than you ever have, whether this is when you are playing your musical instrument, painting, researching, serving, caring for others, inspiring, discovering, or even by just doing nothing but just listening. A big shout out to all you empaths out there. You shine the brightest by just opening up your hearts to us. So whatever you do or are, do/be it with your heart and keep on shining. As for the purpose of Reunited Twins, I am sure you already know why you were born, why you have been incarnated into this life, and why you have went through all that you have went through. As Reunited Twins, as Mel Brand simply puts it, we are born to create a new template of love on this earth. We are here to raise the collective vibration of the planet. We are here to embody the godly concept of unconditional love, the one that everyone has sort of lost hope in, but secretly hoping that it exists somewhere out there, and claims that it does not exist. We are here to help usher in the new wave of light to the world, to help the entire earth move one step closer into the light and take a step further from the dark. We are here to spread love. If we can shine this bright when we are apart, think about how intense we would glow when we are together, and think about all those we will inspire to let down their defenses and just be themselves. Imagine how many people would look at what we have and say, "Oh wow, I did not think such beauty existed. I want that. I want to become that and be worthy of that," and then slowly transitions to connect more with his or her higher self and let go of his or her ego mentality that every man is a greedy island surrounded by defenses. Imagine how many disputes, arguments, fights, and wars that could be prevented if those who make the decisions to engage in them believe in love, compassion, and empathy. Imagine how many lives we can save by helping them believe in the awe-inspiring force that is our love. Imagine how many people can we bring happiness to by seeing our own happiness, giving them hope that all their dreams that they had as a child were not fairy tales, and that they too can find that same love that we have found. Imagine what kind of a world we could live in knowing that we have the powers to take it one step further into elevating the entire population into a celestial heaven. Heaven or paradise or whatever you want to call it is not a mystical religious cloud-like city that a man on a golden throne in the sky gets to decide who does or does not enter, but a reality we can create together if we just allow ourselves to shine. And if you just trust me this one more time and hold my hand. For the meaning of life is create, give, and be love. I hope you like the video. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to check out the other uploads.